Talking about AWS PrivateLink. So here we've got our VPC and we want to connect to either AWS public services, the AWS marketplace services, or services on another VPC. So how do we do this? Well, that's where the AWS PrivateLink technology comes in. AWS PrivateLink is a highly available, scalable technology that enables you to privately connect your VPC to services outside your VPC as if they were in your VPC. The important thing here is that traffic between your VPC and the other services does not leave the AWS network. So whenever you see on the exam technology for privately connecting to other services, think AWS PrivateLink. Now, how does this work in more detail? So here we've got our VPC. Here we have the AWS service provider, whether it's the AWS public services, the marketplace service provider, or another AWS account. Inside, there will be EC2 instances running the service and a network load balancer distributing incoming traffic across these EC2 instances. Now, in our VPC, we have an EC2 instance that wants to connect to this service. Then, as we discussed in previous tutorials, we'll need to set up an interface endpoint, which will allow us to enable this connection. And what the interface endpoint uses in the background is AWS PrivateLink. So that's another key important thing to remember for the exam. The AWS PrivateLink is a technology, it's not a service, whereas the interface endpoint uses the technology of AWS PrivateLink. So there we go. That's all about AWS PrivateLink. And here's a quick summary of what we discussed. I look forward to seeing you back here next time. Until then, enjoy the cloud.